Perfect. Folks, we are live. My name is Dara Gibbs, and today I'm joined by my client, Olga Hannigan. Olga has been with me now, we're just finishing up our 6 months together. So Olga has made incredible progress the last 6 months, and I wanted to get her on to share her story. So Olga, for the folks who don't know who you are, or strangers on the internet or whatever, do you want to kind of give us a bit of a breakdown of kind of like what you do and who you are and stuff?
Yeah, so my name's Olga and I'm 37, unfortunately. And I live in Donegal. Been a primary teacher for about 16 years, and I have a 5-year-old son called Archie.
Mhm.
I lived away for 15 years and I'm back in Donegal now about 5 or 6, and yeah, try spend some time trying to get back into the swing of things here after a stint in Australia and Liverpool.
Brilliant. Awesome. Awesome. And prior to joining the DG Academy, Olga, like what was kind of like the biggest, like what was your biggest struggle and what was the kind of the main reason for you wanting to join?
Um, I would say I've had a good think about this, and my first thought would have been to say like to lose weight and things like that. But to be honest, I really think it was my mental health.
Hmm.
Um, I wasn't really in a good place, and I think I knew I needed to do something about it to get better and get in a better place. And um, I'd been to the gym along with you before, PT sessions and things, so I knew I'd be in good hands whenever you offered to take me on then. So yeah, it's definitely to get into a better place mentally before I could start anything else.
Brilliant. I love the honesty. And when you kind of first joined, what helped you settle in? Because obviously the start of anything new can be a little bit nerve-wracking. So like what kind of helped you settle in and realize this was the right decision that I made?
I think our first call together, um I had to open up to you to explain why I wanted to join, and I really had to think deep about it. Wasn't just quick answers to like get started. I had to actually give you reasons. And I think that really made me think about why do I actually want to do this? And I think it was kind of tough, I suppose, to look back when I look back. Now it was tough to open up and think, well, why do I want to do this? But um that actually made me realize I really need to do something about this. So yeah, that would give me the push then to join.
Brilliant. And a lot of people, like, well, myself included, in periods of my life, obviously have struggled with mental health, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. So can you kind of go a little bit in more depth into how you were feeling kind of prior to the program, so maybe people can relate to you a bit more.
Yeah. As I said, I was away for a long time in other countries and teaching, had a whole life to myself, and then I was in a long relationship which broke down, and I moved back in with my parents, and that was really tough for me after being away for so long, and I felt just stuck in a rut. Like I felt like I wasn't really going anywhere. I wasn't able to get a permanent job teaching, and I just felt a bit lost really. And I think it had just gone on for a few years and it was just time to make a change.
I hear you. And what's been the biggest win for you then? Like, like you want to share some of like your biggest goals or the biggest wins from the last 6 months?
Definitely feeling more confident and believing in myself that I can actually do this. And also that I'm the only one that can change things,
Mm.
really. Because I don't really know how to explain it properly, but I kind of feel like you're just sitting around like waiting for something to happen, waiting for somebody to come and take you out of the rut, but you're the only one that can do it yourself. You have to get into the right frame of mind and understand that it's you that has to be the one to make the changes.
And in terms of, so a lot of people who work with me, a byproduct of just getting yourself physically and mentally sharper and better,
Mhm.
um, their career obviously gets benefits from that as well. So do you want to kind of share like how the teaching role came about and the full-time employment came about and like
Yeah,
how it helped?
okay, yeah. So I was doing supply teaching for a few years since I've moved home. I struggled to get a permanent role in school because it's quite tough. I was teaching in Northern Ireland, so there's not very many jobs at the minute. So I started to look elsewhere and see what else was about. So I had an interview at a preschool outside Letterkenny, and it was a permanent role. It was longer days and cutting down, like no summer holidays like I would have in school. So it was a bit of a leap, but and a big change. But it's actually worked out for the best. Like I have a permanent job, I'm on better money, and I'm able now to cut down my days
Mm.
and have spend more time with Archie and do things that I want to do and enjoy life instead of just work, work, work all the time. I was so used to in my mind thinking I have to work 5 days a week. I have to like just in that mentality where now I'm actually in a really good position where I can work 3 days a week and have the same money, which is amazing. Maybe less holiday time, but that's worked out well then with 3 day week. So I have so it's actually I'm actually really happy where I'm at, and there's not many people can say that they love their job, uh,
Mm.
which I didn't for a very long time. It was very like pressured and not knowing where you're going week to week. And now I feel like I have a place and I'm very happy.
Awesome. I love that, Olga. I love that. Yeah, when you told me when you got the full-time employment, because obviously we had a few conversations about it, I was buzzing for you, like, and
Yeah.
obviously the fact that you can say now you love your job and you're in such a good place, you spend more time with Archie, that's awesome. That's awesome.
It just took a huge weight off my shoulders, like,
Yeah.
and then I was able to focus on other areas then of my life, like getting fit and healthy and so that definitely helped.
Yeah, and in terms of like the fit and healthy aspect, like what's changed in the last 6 months for you?
So I definitely like I love going to bounce classes. If anyone doesn't know what bounce is, it's like mini trampoline exercise classes. So I've tried out lots of different things to see what I like, and that's what I love those classes. So I end up going like maybe 2 or 3 times a week to those. But what I used to do was go once a week and then think that that gave me the right to eat chocolate for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
If I worked out once. Where now I put more thought and more planning into what I'm going to take for my lunch to work. And I get up earlier and have my eggs and toast and
Mm.
things for breakfast, where before I would have maybe gone to work with nothing in my belly
Yeah.
and maybe had like an apple at 11 o'clock and just didn't, not that I didn't care about myself, but I didn't look after myself.
Yeah.
For now, because I am happier in my job and I have that set now that I can focus more on my nutrition and actually looking after myself and even down to like taking my vitamins. Like I didn't do any of that. I've got my water bottle and I
Sick.
take that to work. Yeah. So that and I bought the girl that I work with the same bottle. So the two of us kind of like competition of
I
who can
like
drink the water.
it.
So just all the little changes that you have like shown me, that's all small little things that add up, and that's what I've been trying to focus on for the past few months.
Brilliant, brilliant. And like in terms of your success, like what would you owe your success to? Like was there any like I know you mentioned small habits, like, but what was kind of like the systems or habits that you felt were the most important ones for you to help you achieve your goals?
Um, I suppose like, do you mean like getting like proper sleep and things like that?
Yeah,
And
you can use that, yeah.
yeah, I suppose just getting my mojo back. I suppose like my motivation back. I had zero motivation and just being motivated and wanting to make a change, and I suppose having to take on everything, all those little things, take them on to make the changes that I needed to make. And finding something that you love doing and sticking with it, not giving up when things get hard. So there's some, like, believe me, there's times when it comes to my bounce class and I'm like, I could not be bothered with this because you've had a long day and then you come home and had to do 1,000 things. But once you do it, you love that you've gone, and it just sets you up for the week and keeps you going.
Love that, love that. And if you could choose one, like what's been the biggest lesson for you? Like what did you learn the most about yourself or about life in the last 6 months that you found really propelled you forward?
Um, I put so much pressure on myself to be brilliant at everything, and you don't have to be brilliant at everything, and it's just to take a step back and see what's actually important in life. Like I suppose like there's a few people in my family that have had sickness and like health issues, and it's, you know, I used to focus on so many silly things, and where now I'm just, it's all about my family and friends and myself and being happy.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love that. And a lot of people watching this, some people who are watching this may have like booked a call, and it brings them to a few of these. So it depends where the person's watching it from. But a lot of them could be on the fence. And I know, obviously, you know as well, like our first conversation about our conversation with joining was a very deep conversation. And I
Yeah.
asked lots of them about the coaching because it's important to have a deep conversation to see if somebody's ready. So for somebody who's kind of like unsure or on the fence, what would you say to those people?
Definitely go for it. Like even after the first call, I knew I still wanted to do it, but I was still a bit like holding back. I think like, oh, you know, a bit nervous, I suppose you would say. And but that's just because I've had to go in deeper and look at things myself. But definitely give it a go. Like it's only positive changes can come out of it, and the accountability. I've no one ever to say like stop eating chocolate, Olga. No, I'm only joking, but no, just the accountability and someone checking in on you every week, because as an adult, there isn't always somebody checking in on you every week.
Absolutely.
And I'm always busy looking after like 20 children every day and coming home and looking after Archie. Like it's nice then to have somebody just check in every week and be like, how are you getting on? What are you struggling with? And then able to help you make the changes to move forward. So it's definitely only positive things that can come out of it.
Awesome, awesome. And Olga, I appreciate you sharing your story. And you spoke awesome. So thank you so much, Olga. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for everything.
All right, cheers, Olga.